Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Auto Gear Reviews here, and Dimitri here, and I am going to tell you today about an awesome camping product for your car. Yes, it's related, I'll tell you in a second. And it's a mosquito repellent camping lantern. This lantern can serve as obviously a light, source of light in your car or in the camping ground when you're camping. It switches also to a torch. It can also be a torch. It has a tripod. It can be hung up on one of the hinges or on one of the things in your car or wherever you are camping. And obviously it's a mosquito repellent. It comes with a few mosquito repelling mats that can be inserted like this into the lantern, and then a mosquito repellent can be activated. Today I'll tell you all about it. It is an awesome product. It's so impressive how much value our friends from ITEHIL can actually pack into this. I don't know if you see the words, that's ITEHIL there for you. So ITEHIL is a great company for camping equipment and other kind of things. I don't want to say survivalists need, but just campers, serious campers need. I'm really happy that we are still friends. And I was very happy to review and give credit now also, kind of cross-reference, and all the review where they sent me their water purifier. Something that is portable, something that was awesome. It was really exciting for me to test. I kind of took it to the edge of the river here in Sydney, not far, and it was a very interesting test. I highly recommend that you watch that video, and ITEHIL definitely are creators of really high quality equipment for people who are off-grid. And by off-grid, it doesn't mean that you are hiding from the law. All it means is the fact that you just like to go somewhere where other people are not going. In the box, you have instructions. They're very to the point. They're great, and we will read through specifications towards the end of this video. In case you're interested, stick around. There is not just the lantern itself. Obviously, I showed you the lantern. There is also a tripod, which is very thoughtful because you may not have something to hang this thing on, even though I hang it on the hook on the tailgate of my car. Awesome. Yeah, great. But you also can just screw this thing on like this, and you can just stand it. You can just stand it wherever you are. If there is like wet grass and you don't want it, you can just put it like this. Awesome. Yeah, fantastic. Foldable like this, perfect. Extendable feet like this, so it can stand even high. If the grass is tall, ground is muddy, no problem whatsoever. I think this is, and everything is solid. It's solidly built. Like, I wouldn't hit anything with it, but it's solid. Okay, that's great. Okay, so what else is there? There is obviously a charging cable, USB-C to USB-C to USB-A, if I'm not mistaken, yes. There are mosquito repellent mats, quite a few. You can order more from ITEHIL, but it comes in a box with 6 of them. I don't know, quite honestly, how long one of them will last you, but I will read to you in a second how long it's supposed to work for, okay? And you can probably determine by yourself exactly how long. Okay, now I already mentioned, and I might as well tell you, that it is an emergency charger. At least it's positioned like this on the box, as well as it's a power bank. It's advertised as a power bank. It's not a massive power bank, but it's an emergency charger. It's not something that your devices are supposed to be charging off. Plus it's small. Come on, like, give it a break. All right, but it has 5000 mAh capacity of the battery inside. It uses, obviously, it's for its own needs, but if you need to connect your phone via another cable like USB-C to USB-C presumably, and that would be something that you would have to supply yourself because supplied one is USB-C to USB-A. However, if you have a cable, charging cable, everyone does, it basically is, for example, to give you an idea, this phone that I'm filming this on, which is a great phone, it lasts me in active use for the whole day, right? And more. It's not like it's depleted towards the end of the day. It has a 5000 mAh battery. So that's your best comparison. So that phone that you're watching, that I'm recording you on, is the same as this battery. That is the best way to compare, realistically, in real life scenarios, which is plenty, in my humble opinion, plenty. Now let's talk about operation. So obviously there is a charging port. There are LED indicators at the top that show to you progressively as it gets charged. That's cool. There are 2 buttons here on the front. Can you see it? One is with this little light, and another one is with this little kind of airwaves, so to speak. All right, so what you need to do to activate any of these modes after the lantern is charged, obviously, is quickly press twice on either of them, depending on which mode you want. Quickly press. The light here in the middle, the little blue light comes on, the little blue light in the middle, and it starts operating. Then singular press on either of these buttons switches the modes. So let's talk about the mosquito repellent mode first. First mode is the sleeping one. It's kind of the quiet one that is probably not expending so much energy. The second one is slightly more active one. Let's take a look. Let's refer here to the soft. They refer to it as soft. I was just trying to be very factual here. So sleeping one is the green one. Yellow one is the soft one. Yellow indicator, it will change the color indicator. And strong is the red indicator. Strong probably is not going to last you all that much on the battery, but if there is a ton of mosquitoes and you're out for 15 minutes to half an hour, you probably are going to be okay. Yeah, it's probably better than being all beaten all over, I imagine, but I haven't been in those conditions, not pretending that I have been. Okay, now the other button works exactly the same way. You know, it is also, you press singularly to switch between the modes. The first mode that it activates in when you just turn it on, even double click, is the lantern. It kind of, the light emits from about here, this area. And as you can see, I'm recording this on a bright sunny day. I'm even bothering to show you the light in a bright sunny day. In case you think, Dimitri, what are you, dumb, showing us this instead of showing it in a dark room? I will show it to you in a dark room as well. Not a problem. I'll overlay the footage. Of course I was going to do it. But in the dark room, anything shines. Anything shines in a dark room, mate. So where you need to see it in a brightly lit environment, where of course you're not going to be using it as a lantern, but that is the best, quickest way for me showing to you what kind of light it emits. Can you even see it in the bright daylight? And it's the sunniest day today in Sydney, and I can, and you can as well. Second press switches it to torch mode, and there is a torch over here, so we will also see a little bit of it, obviously, in the brightly lit area. Can't expect much from it, but let's take a look also in the dark. In the dark, I think it's very, very reasonable, very respectable as well. And then if you press it the third time, both come on, the lantern and the torch. Cool. So for all of you bush campers, for all of you car campers, I think it's super cool. Honestly, it's super cool. Now, finally, let's take a look at the specifications, because specifications in this kind of case are important. I already told you that the battery capacity is 5000 mAh, but let's see, at least on paper, what is being said here in this lovely thing. What are the specifications? So the torch is emitting maximum of over 250 lumens. That's the brightness of the torch, in case you want to know about this. The working time of the torch on fully charged, at least, is claimed to be 270 minutes on low lighting. Okay? The working time, 270 minutes on high lighting. And on low lighting, it is claimed to be, on low lighting, at 65 hours from the full charge. 65 hours is a freaking crazy amount. I don't know. I'm not going to test it to that extent, but take it or leave it type of stuff. I think whatever it is, even if it's half of that time, I think it's more than respectable. Now, lantern functionality, let's take a look again. So once again, the LED is emitting over, so it's kind of either more or equal to about 400 lumens. The working time after full charge on high lighting, presumably that's when both torch and lantern are on, maybe, is 150 minutes. 150 minutes, so 2 hours they think that it would last you, roughly, okay? I mean, I'm rounding up here greatly, but let's be realistic here, right? And working time on low lighting, again, is roughly indicated as 65 hours. I honestly don't know. If they squeeze it, ITEHIL, into this, mate, it's even better than it looks right now to me, quite honestly. Repellent, mosquito repellent, all right. Working time on strong, that red indicator on strong, is about 270 minutes, it says on full charge. Soft is 8 hours, and sleeping is 16 hours. So it definitely is going to last you through the night, or even couple of nights, if you just stick to sleeping, and obviously don't expend energy on lighting up the surface. So it's kind of, I imagine, because it's only 5000 mAh battery, respectable. But if you use it as a torch and a lantern and a mosquito repellent, of course you can't expect realistically it to do too much for you. This is just great. It's gonna work really nicely for my wife and I when we're camping. Just like, there are so many circumstances under which sitting in the backyard after kind of twilight starts with a little bit of a tea and all that kind of stuff. I think it's wonderful. So hopefully you are convinced enough to at least check the links in the description of my video. There is a discount code for you from ITEHIL. ITEHIL are very generous people. And I am, once again, I can't even tell you how proud I am to be representing the brand in this particular way over here. Hopefully I gave it justice. Please give me a like, especially if you're watching the whole way through. You're very special to me. All handful of you. Statistically, a lot of you drop out much earlier. And I will look forward to seeing you next time in another video where we'll review something else. Car camping, car automotive electronics, dash cams, other kind of stuff related. Subscribe, and I'll see you later. Goodbye for now.